Hi, Amaya. It is Wednesday, January 22nd. And I had to start this over only once. I don't know if that's considered editing because I'm very upset and wasn't sure how to talk about it. Anyway, I experienced credit card fraud, my credit card being compromised. Caught it early, I'm very grateful to say, but only by chance. Got really lucky. So, of course, disputed the charges, canceled my card. I think I know where it happened, but what does that matter? It's already happened. I had plans for tomorrow that I now have to cancel. And it just feels like it's one thing after another. So I was looking around and I saw my little Chicken Little here and decided to discuss it on here. It happens to a lot of people. It's very frustrating. It changes your plans, all that good stuff. And it does feel like the sky is falling. Just one thing after another. If I am feeding into it, I'd like to stop doing that, please. It's still quite hard to figure out what direction you're supposed to concentrate on when stuff like this comes out of left field. I suppose you're always going to be doing something else. It's never going to be a good time to have to turn everything off, wait until it gets fixed, put in more precautions, hope it doesn't have to happen again. More fires here in California, more alerts. 2 here in the last 2 days at my house. Thankfully, both of them have been put out. It's just constant. It's quite distracting right now. And like I said, just by chance, I caught this particular credit card issue. If I hadn't, man, I don't know. I mean, there's terrible stories. It would have gotten worse. So far, it's a little over, like, close to $150 worth of charges. I find it difficult to understand how to stave this kind of stuff off. I'm a pay cash for stuff person. I don't like credit cards. I haven't had one for very long. If I can't pay for it, I don't want it kind of a person. And as we all know, that results in no credit, which is worse than bad credit. And anyway, it's hard to know what to do about those kinds of things. And I know that it's very minor, very singular. I'm pretty sure I did all the appropriate steps and I fixed it. But before I found that out, I was talking to someone who is very worked up about recent events, and I know where their media comes in. They don't know where my media comes in. We just argue the whole time. Not argue, but yeah, well, maybe it's arguing. Maybe it classifies as arguing. And I'll speak simply for myself. I find it frustrating to haggle over those things when, yes, they matter, but not to my direct world when there's other things that need settling. And so it's hard to participate in ethereal conversations like that where people's personal opinions come in. And then it came to what could be classified as judgment, just upset attitude and kind of gross behavior towards other people's religious preferences. It's weird. It's like, he asked, well, why would you think such things about other people? And like, well, I don't claim to be religious. And it's like, well, why would you care? And it's important to understand that stuff about yourself, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not your teacher and you're not my preacher. And I don't know. I think I need to think on the subject a little bit more, but so I thought I'd come on here and kind of vent about this whole credit card situation. Yeah, I have to cancel my plans for tomorrow because it was a reserved thing using this card. And I don't know, I'll call them in the morning and see if they'll still let me do it, but it just sucks because I went to a regular establishment and I always pay in cash. This is the first time I decided to use my card so that I could use the cash I had to pay for gas. And the reason I wanted to use cash for gas is because here in California, it is 10 cents per gallon. Yeah, 10 cents per gallon to use a credit card of any kind. And so I did that, and it has worked out very negatively. Well, it could be worse. My charges were fixed, my card's been blocked, and everything's getting fixed, which is good. However, it's quite a hiccup. And I'm just really glad I'm not like going somewhere tomorrow, or I don't know. It could definitely be worse. But this is exactly why I do stuff in cash. This is exactly why. So on top of that, I still have the charges that brought about the whole exposure to still pay off. I mean, yeah, of course, but oh my goodness. I wasn't ever taught how to use credit cards, and that's pretty typical of people my age-ish, unless it made sense to you or you happen to meet someone who helped it make sense to you. You have no idea. And great advantage will be taken of that. But anyway, as far as Chicken Little here, the sky is not falling, but boy, does it feel like it is. Especially here in my particular area of Southern California. between the fires and the feelings flying around, there is much turmoil. And I know that there's way worse elsewhere. But the visceral feeling of it doesn't change for those experiencing it. So even though you can always find worse, you really ought not to disregard your own position. It doesn't help you fix it. It just makes you feel bad about feeling bad. Anyway. It's fixed, and yet not fixed. It's as fixed as it can be. There's always some kind of limbo. And hopefully someday I don't feel like that, frequently enough to wonder about it. So I will let things be the way they're going to be and see what happens next. And think some more on some of the feelings I have about other people's feelings. I guess it's just confusion, so we'll work on maybe not bothering to feel other than that. Anyway, I don't know how to put that. It's very confusing. I'm sure it'll keep us up tonight. And on that note, I will say good evening. And that the sky is not falling. So, high hand touching, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Good night.